What is that bullshit?
Sorry, I didn't mean to push you. I was just kind of that was my way of saying like, hey, if shit's hitting the fan over there, just let me know. We can do this another night.
Nah, dude, we are good.
Cool.
Good. And I started my computer much earlier in the night, so it'd be ready when I was ready. I did delete a ton of shit and cleared up a bunch of disk space and stuff, so it seems to be working a little better, but I don't know. You're the tech guy, not me.
I can take a look at it some point.
That's interesting. Would that be? No, you've been. Have you been to my home?
Yeah, numerous times.
Right, of course. You've done the podcast here several times back when we did everything in person.
It's been a while though since like
Mhm.
all that flooding shit happened. I haven't been there since then.
Yeah, it's been a while, I guess, because that was back when we did Doom Thugs once a fucking week in person. Every episode in person with a different guest most episodes for at least a long stretch, you know what I mean? We tried to never do it without guests. Once a week.
Yeah.
God, you could tell none of us had kids. Well, Justin did have a kid. God bless him. I don't know how he pulled that off, but thanks for all you did for the show, Justin. Wherever you may be. Just kidding. I talk to him all the time in a group message. And we're in a fantasy football league. And I just started a fantasy hockey league.
Okay.
The commish. I've never played fantasy hockey before, but it's a 4-person league. It should be a lot of fun. No money on the line. We have a long-running fantasy football league. Me and Justin and Kevin and Jim and who I met at my one semester at Newman College, and they're still my friends to this day. So that's cool. But we have a very long league that I won one year, and I definitely got some money for that, but not a penny has exchanged hands since. I think I may have sent my buddy $10 when he won one year, but what can you do? It's just for fun, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But then you have the other end of the spectrum of degenerates that are like, well, I'm not even going to enter a league if it's $100 or less. I want to enter like a $500 or $1,000 league because
I'm in 10 leagues.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, man. Good luck with that.
Football season starts in 3 months. I've already done 500 mock drafts. Why? What do you? I get A's on all my mock drafts. Shut the fuck up. Just $25. Go about your day. But whatever. To each their own. You're talking about flooding. Oh, first of all, we were talking about how normally if you're watching the video behind Tim, you would see a deep blackness out his window. But today, the sun is shining. Whoa! Damn!
That's why I shut it.
I'd kill a vampire himself.
Right?
You are no longer a mid-shift man. You're a 9-to-5er, a lunch paler, huh?
This is 2 days into it, and getting up at 8 is not an issue.
Mm-hmm.
It's fantastic. I mean, already yesterday, ran to the grocery store after work and then was able to put away groceries and then throw some of those said groceries on my grill because it's still daylight,
Right. For a month or two.
Right. True.
Right. But no, fuck yeah, that's awesome.
And then, sit down, watch the fills. Yeah, it just as much as I made excuses or just forced myself to be okay with my lifestyle, even not my noon to 8 job, but even just back to the bartending days of working 4 until 3 in the morning.
Right.
I just I adapted, I made it work. But now that I'm finally here, I'm like, this is why people want this. The world kind of revolves around this.
Truly it does. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm happy for you, pal.
Yeah.
We were talking about flooding and stuff. So, sometimes we talk about our issues as homeowners here on the podcast. So I have a bit of a story to tell if you don't mind.
Yeah, go for it.
This is 2 weeks ago, maybe something like that. I walk in from work and it smells like shit in the house, which, is not completely abnormal. We have 2 dogs. We have a baby. All of these things could possibly be the source of the shit smell inside. So I do the fucking sweep of the house, look at all the areas where the dogs normally shit. Nothing. Looking around for a dirty diaper that was left. Nothing. Like, what the fuck is this? So I put, clean the dishes out of the sink, empty the trash, all the different things you can do to, get rid of a bad smell in your home. And it's lingering, dude. It is lingering all day. And it's driving me nuts. So I'm like searching for dog. It has to be dog shit, I'm telling myself. Looking. Can't find it. All right. Try again tomorrow. Maybe this problem will just take care of itself. Not an issue. Go to bed. I'm off the next day. Walk out of the bedroom. Boom, hit in the face with the smell of shit. Still here. Problem has not solved itself. And now I'm losing my mind. It's like,
I guess you can at least conclude that it's not the bedroom, since it didn't seem to stink up the bedroom.
It's fine in the bedrooms, but once you entered the main hallway, it stunk like shit. And I was like, what is going on? Full search again. Search everywhere. Nothing. I'm thinking, and I can't pinpoint where it's coming from. Like, I'm like, it's somewhere in this area. I'm hitting my Doom Thugs group chat. I'm like, any ideas here? They hit me with, maybe the attic, which I do not want to go into. I got to get a ladder from outside to go into the attic. And if there's something dead in the attic, I'm going to have to get up there and get it. Not interested.
It's like a dead raccoon up there.
Right, exactly.
Just rotting away. Oh, yeah.
Fuck. I don't want to do that. So I'm fucking doing everything. Dude, I did a baking soda vinegar wash inside the garbage disposal. Everything I could think of. Nothing. So now I'm on my hands and knees, just searching for the smell. It seems to be coming from the fridge, but not in the fridge, because I opened the fridge 100 times and cleaned it out. It's like, it's not in here. It's like, maybe it's behind the fridge. So, okay, pull out the fridge. There's a small amount of mouse poop back there, right?
Okay.
So I fucking clean that up. I clean the floor real good. And I'm still like smelling. So then I get down on the ground. And I notice the smell's not coming from the place I just moved. The smell's coming from the fridge. So I move over and I smell under the fridge. Boom. Here's the source. Whatever stinks, it's coming from underneath the fridge. Great. What the fuck could this mean? I do some Googling and I find out most of the suggestions are like, hey, your drip pan is probably moldy or something. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. How do I take that out? Well, this model of refrigerator does not have a removable drip pan. You gotta remove the back, all this stuff. Okay, so I gotta go get a drill. I gotta get a shop vac. Remove the back panel. And I look down into the drip pan, and I'll send you pictures later.
Oh boy.
But it is to the brim with what looks like brown sludge.
Oh my God.
So I'm like, oh shit, yeah. this is gross. This is full of some sort of brown sludge. What could it be? I don't know. Jam the fucking shot back in there. I'm sucking up sludge. I'm like, well, thank God I found what it was, but what the fuck is it? Like, was there a clog in here and it filled with moldy water or something? So I'm vacuuming it up, and then I get a toothbrush and I'm really scrubbing in there because it's like, dude, it's like the pan's all the way at the bottom, basically touching the floor. And then there's all these like coils and fucking tubes and all this shit. Like, it's not easy to get to. And it's like, oh, am I going to fucking break this shit and break my fridge that I cannot afford to replace? But so I'm vacuuming, I'm scrubbing. I'm like, man, what is this? I'm like, and it's like packed full. So I'm getting in all the crevices with this toothbrush. I'm like, oh, fuck. This is rat. I'm not rat. This is mouse shit. This is all mouse shit mixed with water.
Oh my God.
I'm like, holy fucking shit. This is a big problem. But I'm like, whatever. Keep cleaning. I'm really digging in there.
You're just focused on the cleaning. You're like,
clean it.
How this happened. I'm going to focus on that later.
Yes. So I'm cleaning. And like on the right hand side, there's like some coils and stuff. And then, so there's like coils that are like soft and then hard coils that are like, whatever. A space like this. And I'm cleaning in there. And then something comes out. And it looks like a string. And I'm like, what is that? What else is in here?
Oh, no.
And then I'm looking at it. I'm like, oh, that string is actually a mouse's tail. Jammed up in here, in between all these coils, is the culprit. A dead fucking mouse, all wrapped up in here. And I'm like, oh, fuck. This is a great day off. How the fuck am I going to get this out of here? Because it's not, it's in there.
Yeah.
So like I'm trying to, and I got gloves on and stuff, obviously. So I'm trying to grab it by the tail and pull it. And it's like, nah, I can't get it gripped. And so eventually I had to get the kitchen tongs.
I was just thinking.
Fucking jam them in there and like pinch this fucking thing and feel it crack. Ugh. And yank it out and throw away the tongs. The tongs are not, I ordered tongs replacement ones that night. I was like, these tongs are toast. RIP. But yeah, so I got that out, fucking dumped so much cleaning solution in here. And it's just scrubbed and then eventually put it back together, plug the fridge back in, and then, threw out all the stuff. And obviously the smell is gone. That was, I found the source of the smell and it's gone. Thank God. But holy shit, mice can live inside your refrigerator.
But like not in the fridge, like in the cold part of the fridge.
Yeah. Not with the food, luckily, but pretty close to it, enough to make you uncomfortable. So what I think happened was, because I think like a day or two before this, I think that the freezer, the freezer's on the bottom. It's like a drawer.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was like left open, like a crack. And like all this ice and stuff melted and flooded the drip pan.
Okay.
So I think the mouse
was filled with shit.
Yeah. And the mouse was down there too, and he got trapped or something. But yeah, that's, home ownership. It's full of surprises. You never know what it's going to bring to your door next. But that's one to look out for, folks. If there's a mystery shit smell and you can't find dog shit anywhere or baby shit, smell under that fridge. Might be a dead mouse that drowned in its own shit down there.
I wonder how long it was there too.
Brother, I don't know how fast mice produce shit, but it seemed like, a while. It was a rent controlled apartment, man. He's been there since way back. But yeah, so that's how it's been going over here, by the way.
I don't have any good home ownership stories for you. I do need to borrow my brother-in-law's like big ass ladder to get on the roof. Like
Oh,
right outside my window here, I have a little roof that I can get out and like clean the gutter. But on the roof, I definitely need to clean the gutter.
oh,
Which
that's how high are we talking here?
I actually looked it up in my paperwork on the house is right here, and I totally forget. But it's not 20 feet. I want to say it's like 15 or 18 feet tall. But still, I don't have a ladder to do that. It's not like your typical just like fold out ladder.
Oh man,
That doesn't bother me though. Like I used to do that shit with my dad.
Yeah.
So that won't freak me out. But other than that, Kat doesn't listen to this, so I will say this one. And I actually meant, since Holly Parker is probably watching, thanks, Mom. I was gonna text this to her anyway, and also say like, don't tell Kat. But the other night, Kat went to bed. It's like midnight, and I stay on the couch. I'm just chilling, watching some TV, and a fucking cockroach crawls across our living room floor. And like, I have not seen one in the house yet, but they are in the neighborhood. Like, especially our trash days on Friday, I see them on Friday nights
Yeah.
on the sidewalk. Like, it's
you're in a city.
Exactly.
They're around.
It's like the rats in New York City, you know, you just kind of like get used to them. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know how it got into the living room. I'm guessing maybe through the ductwork of our air system, because like it didn't just like there's pretty much no way for it to crawl up the steps of our basement, because our steps are like super rickety and they're not like, it's tough to describe. Like there's no back to them, you know, like
yeah, totally.
So they're kind of treacherous. Another thing, part of the house that I've just learned to live with.
Yeah. They make tons of noise when you walk up and down them.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know how it got in there. But there it was, and there I was, you know, at like 1:30 in the morning. I just like scooped it up with a paper towel, and I went like running to just chuck it out the front door. But in that process, I like ran into our dining room table, which I'm sure woke up Kat, but she didn't like yell downstairs or anything. So she might have just rolled over.
Man. Oh,
but yeah, that had me a little shook for the entire next day. But I did not tell Kat about that.
I mean, you don't. I mean, whatever. You just don't want to see like a bunch.
I went down in the basement the next day. You know, I wasn't about to do that night, but the next day I went down there. There's nothing there, and I do actually have roach traps in the corners.
I was gonna say there's probably stuff, right?
Yeah. I have glue boards. I've yet to set them up, so that's my next step.
Yeah.
But anyway, you know,
I don't know if you want to set up a glue board, because then you could hear mice screaming when they get caught in it. It's pretty fucked up.
My dad always had glue boards in Drexel Hill, so that's why I thought about it.
So this is gross, but I think we might have somewhere in our sewer pipe, there's probably a crack or something.
Oh boy.
Because for whatever reason this summer, we've had, not all at once, but no less than fucking 6 slugs in our shower.
Weird.
Yeah. It always happens to Tammy too. She'll always go take a shower, then get a text, and I'll get a text and be like, "There's a fucking slug in here. Will you get out?" But yeah, somehow we're getting overrun by slugs. Figure that out. Yeah.
I'll have to fire that one to Tom Parker. He might have an answer for that.
I'd love to hear his thoughts. I hope it's not a fucking major issue, because I ain't doing shit about it.
Right.
Nah, I mean, this is an old house, you know what I mean? Who knows how old that pipe from in here out to the fucking sewer is.
Yeah.
I'd like to stick a camera down there, see all kinds of stuff.
I
Ninja
don't know if
Turtles.
I'd want to see that.
Roto Rooter, get them to come out and just blast it out, right?
Yeah. That was the only thing we asked the owner or the flippers to do before we settled was the guy who inspected the joint. He like ran water from everywhere the entire time he like walked around and checked certain things.
Yeah.
And then by the time he went down into the basement to check that pipe that you're describing,
yeah,
at the very end of it, before it goes out to the street, there's this like cap, and there was a little bit of water around it. And I pointed it out, and he was like, all right, let's check it out. And he went out and grabbed his big ass wrench, and he just started to unscrew it. And then all of a sudden it started like kind of overflowing before he even took the cap completely off.
Oh no.
So we kind of speculated that the whole time that people were in here flipping it, they were stuffing all sorts of bullshit down the drains, and it just got clogged. So we asked them to blast it out like you're talking about. And they did. No problem.
That's good.
Yeah.
The flippers told you no.
They could have.
Right.
They totally could have. And, like that's, you've bought a home. Like that's part of the whole negotiation is you can ask them to do things and they can oblige and then take your money for, settling finally. Or they could have told us to go kick rocks and we could have still bought the place and had to pay for it ourselves, or we could have all walked away from the table.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course, though, like I had my dad come for the inspection because I would.
Is he a hard ass in these scenarios?
No.
But
like he also, like, being a super handy guy, like he knows what the hell he's doing when it comes to a home. So I wanted someone there for support. Just like the first time I bought a car, I had like my brother there. Yeah. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. No. I don't want to be taken advantage of.
Absolutely.
So, but it was funny though that like. So our realtor, my friend Sean Castle, was also there during the inspection, and there was a few other things that my dad was like, asking like, well, they have to pay for that, and my buddy Castle was like, well, no, Tom, they don't. we can ask them to, but they don't have to. There's no like law that requires them to do shit.
Right.
That's why real estate's the Wild West. I mean, I know Adam always talks about this, so he knows.
Yeah. Something about you right now looks like you're on a fucking green screen. Are you in your home?
I am in my home.
Folks, or if you're looking at this, doesn't it look like Tim's on a green screen? It's so weird.
We went over this last time. I guess I got to clean the lens or something.
No, it's not the camera. It's like something about your headphone over top of that painting behind you. It looks like, I don't know. I also just took 2 hits of acids before we started, so it might have something to do with it.
Maybe it's this like missing color from the headphones. Something like that.
Thinking about cars, that's one thing we're probably going to have to do soon is buy another car, and that's just like not what I want to do at all ever is buy a fucking car.
Another industry that hasn't seemed to recovered since pandemic. It's like it's scarce out there. Prices are ridiculous.
Right.
Kat leases a car, and that was up right before we went on vacation a month ago. So she was taking care of that like the week before we left. She should have gotten on it beforehand, but she's busy. Shit happens.
Yeah.
But so she has a Mazda CX-5. She wants an SUV. It's really nice, and she wants the SUV because like she does a lot of jackassing around between the restaurant, and there's a storage unit that the owners have that has all sorts of equipment that she needs to like throw in the back of her car, so she needs the space. And she's just never going to drive a truck. That's not something she wants to do.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's why she like needed an SUV. She really liked the Mazda CX-5, and for the one she had, that would have been 2 leases worth, so 6 total years of a lease, same exact car, just different colors, and it was around the same price. It was around like $320 a month or something like that, which you
can't get a fucking car payment like that anymore.
You really can't. So, but that's my point. So when she went and wanted to just re-up the lease for the CX-5 again, she was even thinking about maybe even buying this one out. The price the price to do the same car jumped to $497 a month.
Fuck off, man.
And like she's texting me this while she's at the dealership and I'm working. I was like, we can't fucking afford that. Like
Yeah.
an increase of like almost it was like $180 or something. I was like, what? And so she got into another Mazda SUV. It's the CX-50 or something. It's like a little bit of a lesser, tier of a car, but it's essentially the same thing. It's fine, and it's around the same price, so it's what we can afford. But yes, I do not envy if that's what you're about to be walking into, because the prices just seem to skyrocket. I mean, maybe that's what Mazda thinks of itself now, that they can compete with like other price point brands like that. Like maybe that's around the Honda or Toyota level. And once this car is done its lease, we're definitely not going back to Mazda. Maybe it'll have to be a Chevy or a Ford, even though I have a Ford and I don't recommend it to anybody.
Go Japanese, babe.
Seriously, man, they're really quality cars.
Yeah. I think I'll have a Japanese car until I die. I just, fucking, you got to do the bare minimum of upkeep and they'll fucking treat you right. You know what I mean? As long as like there's some oil in it, as long as you don't let it get bone dry, you'll be okay. But
facts, man. My mom had Honda Accords for years, so
Mhm.
I drove those around. Never had a problem.
My Corolla is 10 years old this year, which is crazy. First car I ever bought, only car I ever bought. And my payment was like $360, which I would murder for right now. Like, if you want $360, you got to put down like 90% of the car up front. It's crazy. And it's all just bullshit greed. It's all greed that they're blaming on the pandemic. Fuck off, you pussies. Make shit cheap or deal with physical violence.
I guess it's not too dissimilar from the home buying process,
Right. It's just that fucking sitting in that goddamn place all day.
Dude.
Like, it's like,
even if you go in at like 10 a.m., you're not getting out before 4.
That's why the fucking Carvana is so brilliant, because they know how shitty it is to go to a car dealership, be basically talked down to by somebody who's going to treat you like a fucking idiot. And you're going to have to fucking sit there while they go talk to somebody, come back an hour later, be like, oh, we can't do it. Just a bunch of bullshit all day. Carvana, I mean, I don't know. It's tough to buy a car sight unseen completely off the internet, but man, it really is a that carrot they dangle is like, it's hard to say no to. Like, you could even get there's fucking Carvana vending machines. Their whole business is, you hate buying cars, you could just do it in a few clicks. We'll drop it off at your house. Hard to argue. I know our friend Harrison, I believe, bought a Carvana car, and he said as soon as the window of like the limited warranty window was up, it immediately had problems. Which, I mean, that's what it seems like will happen. Like, you're paying a premium. It's definitely more expensive, but everything, the expense, the risk, everything is just to avoid that fucking day of your life that you'll never get back, sitting in that fucking place with the dudes with their fucking Under Armour material polo tucked into their slacks with their fucking big ass fucking ugly watch.
I don't want to, trash anybody for their occupation. It's a job, but
yeah, of course.
I just know like that I would never be a car salesman. I just that personality, I do not jive with. Like,
yeah.
My dad's car actually just recently, like, we keep calling it blew up. He was literally driving it on the road and the engine flat out like blew up abruptly. he had AAA, but of course that takes forever. So long story short, it was still under warranty. So they're completely replacing the engine.
Well, that's good.
But
Wait,
because
tell me, where was he driving?
I want to get it was out their way near Kennett. I want to
Okay.
guess it was like on Route 1 out that way.
Scary.
But it was so like that's only like a 45-mile-an-hour road. At least it wasn't on like a 55 or 65-mile-an-hour highway,
Yeah.
But still, like he had to abruptly like pull over on the side of the road, and it's not, a not busy road.
Right.
But yeah, and he's fucking 81 years old. Like this was a very scary incident for him.
Of course, yeah.
But it was a Hyundai, like one of their smaller SUVs.
Okay.
And it's really nice, but I guess it was like a mid-aughts year. So, we're talking over 10 years old.
Yeah.
But it's still like even when a car gets that old, you don't expect the engine to completely blow up on you. But so he eventually got the car to the dealership, and they're talking about, sorry, I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. Like it eventually was covered. They decided to not even take the car back. They used it to trade in and get another car. But before that even happened, he's like in the dealer that, sold him this car, and they're not even talking about repairing the car. They were immediately trying to sell him on something else. And it was just so obvious that, and my brother and I talked about this. And it was like so obvious that they were just preying on this old man.
Oh yeah.
And my dad's not dumb. Like he's still with it, and like he's pretty savvy, but he was even kind of falling for it, and there, next thing you know, he's kind of like walking down this path to just buying a new car. And that's when he must have contacted my brother about it. And my brother was like, wait a minute, your car's under warranty, isn't it?
Yeah.
And he said, yeah. And he's like, dude, they need to pay for that whole fucking thing. And he's like, started losing his mind. And then next thing you know, like he was like, look, just walk out.
Yeah.
Walk out, tell him you'll come back. Don't touch the goddamn car. And then like a couple days later, I think this is how it went down. Don't quote me on this, but a couple days later, my brother like went in with my dad and like read them all the riot act. Like he was so pissed because he quickly learned that is what was happening. They were not going to honor the warranty. They were not going to like fix the car. They were trying to just like swindle this 81-year-old man.
Yeah.
Such fucking bullshit. Anyway.
But your brother, it's taken care of.
It's taken care of.
Good.
They got like I thought a decent price on a trade-in on a, older vehicle that just had an engine blow up. Yeah. So it all worked out. And I think that was the other thing. Like, even though it was going to be under warranty, my dad was like, I think it's going to be this Frankenstein of an engine, because it's not like it's a newer car where they can just go grab a new engine from the factory. They don't make them anymore. So they're going to have to like find parts from who the hell knows. And he's like, I don't trust that. I was like, facts. That's fair.
How the fuck is that thing still under warranty is my question.
He must have paid for it.
Yeah,
he must have been,
extended warranty.
Yeah, like I've never been a person.
He must have got that call that was like, your car's extended warranty is, and he actually went for it, and it paid off.
It actually paid off.
Wow. We had a home phone. I recently just dropped it, but when Tammy was pregnant, I was like, I want a home phone. And literally every call was someone trying to trick old people out of giving them money. It was awful. It's like there's so many industries are just to trick old people.
Yeah.
It makes you very sad.
Dude, I mean, like John Oliver's most recent episode was all about hospice industry and how there's like a zillion different companies that are just scamming you for hospice.
That's
like,
awful.
It's totally awful.
End of life care.
Yeah.
They even get your ass on the way out.
Yeah.
Makes you want to pull your hair out, huh?
Yeah. And I feel for my mom when she does constantly say how like, she's like, life is hard to keep up with. And especially when you get older, and there's a zillion scammers out there
Yeah.
in your ear or in your face trying to just swindle you out of your money.
Yeah. And everything's moving even more rapidly now than it ever has. And
Yeah.
it's like, I mean, the robocalls are so, I could definitely see how they would trick an old person because it sounds like a person's talking to you.
Mhm.
Like, hey, it's me, Jerry. And it's like, it's so, do you want to give money to the injured police fund?
Yeah.
Okay, how about we, so if you give me the word, you could send me $10. Okay, how about 8? It was just like totally nasty stuff.
Yeah, I mean, furthermore, even just like the farms of actual live agents doing that shit is like, I mean, you see those videos on YouTube, and it's even more fucked up because
Oh
I'm like,
yeah.
I'm watching them, I'm like, I would fall for that, you know?
Yeah, and they have like there's like full office buildings of people just scammers. It's like it's crazy. I do love watching the people that fuck with the scammers and get
Yes.
in their computers and delete all their files and stuff. That shit's funny to me. I love it. But it's like it's such a fucking the like a scam baiter guy will like wipe out an entire office's computers, and then that whole office is just like back up a day later with all new computers. It's so
Yep.
it's like
Yep.
how do you fucking at least you fucked with them for a day, but it's like they're right back.
Yep.
And it's so weird. They're like, I don't get it, but it's older people. It might make sense that you have to go to Walgreens and buy a gift card and give them the number or however they work that fucking scam where
Right.
they need, oh, your PayPal was hacked. The only way we can fix it is if you use gift cards. What? Okay, I guess I'm going to the store to get gift card. Thought we protect our elders, you know what I mean? Even if they're annoying and have bad politics, most of them. That doesn't mean we don't protect them. Politicians are tricking them too. Anyway. What's new, Tim? Anything? It's fucking, what is it? Today's Tuesday. I'm off tomorrow. Very excited. I'm not drinking a beer right now. Usually I'm drinking, but trying to drink much less because I'm back at the gym. Pretty
Nice.
At minimum 2 days a week. I try to go 3 or 4, obviously. Perfect world, I'd be there 5. But come on, I got a kid. Okay? But my days off now, I wake up naturally at like 5 o'clock in the morning. You know, I have to get up to an alarm at like 4:30 to get to work. But on my days off, I wake up, my eyes are open at 5 a.m. Now, I could force myself to go back to sleep, but what I'm doing is getting up at 5, going to the gym, and being back at the house by 8 when Tammy has to get ready and go to work. So it's like I'm starting the day with a mile run and a fucking kick-ass weight workout. You know what I mean? And it feels good, dude.
Yeah.
I'm fucking getting my body back and it feels good. I've got incredible pec soreness now, which like I haven't felt in a long time. And it just feels fucking good. Feels good. I definitely am fitting into my clothes better already. And it's like good stuff. And the most anabolic thing you can do for yourself is sleep, and alcohol fucks up your sleep. So I'm trying to drink much less to get good sleep, to get fucking jacked. Dude, I'm eating so many hard-boiled eggs, which I hate. I think they're disgusting, but it's such a fucking easy fucking little protein snack that I could fucking force down and like hold off the beast that is hunger that makes me make bad decisions. You know what I mean? If I could just stay full for as long as possible, I can make it through another day without eating
Taco Bell.
Wendy's or Taco Bell. Exactly. Like it's just like fucking let me eat as much protein as I can and stuff that's just gonna fucking keep me full, drink a protein drink, and not eat pizza 5 days in a row, which I have done
Oh
because
yeah.
by the time I get hungry at work, there's fucking hot, fresh pizza right there. You know what I mean? It's like, but I'm starting to not get the pizza. I'm starting to go to the salad bar, getting some fucking greens with fucking hard-boiled eggs, which are disgusting. Even more so when they're in a fucking chafing dish or whatever on a salad bar.
Oof.
Yikes. And then some fucking salmon on there and just shoveling it down. It's not as fun as the pizza, but the rest of the day, I definitely am feeling better.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying, Tim. I'm trying.
And like, I think so many of us are just like all or nothing type people, where it's like you can just start gradually introducing some different things into your diet. Doesn't or if you are someone that like cannot just like 180 cut out all that shit, because I mean it could actually be addicting to some people.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, like going to any fast food. I mentioned Taco Bell because I know you love Taco Bell, but like even me, who I don't have a weight problem or anything, but like I would find myself where like for a week I would hit McDonald's every day, not for like one specific meal, just at some point.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, 5 days in a row, I went to McDonald's, and I'm like, what is happening to me right now?
What are you, fucking Morgan Spurlock over here?
It's like I'm addicted to this, and I would stop, and then I wouldn't like go back for like months at a time. I don't know, like there is something addictive to the trash food that exists. It's not just fast food; it is pizza. I don't know, like it's just very easy to just smash that in your face versus
and you get that. And when it touches your tongue and it tastes so good, and it's like it's that momentary high. Because I mean, the older you get, the shorter that lasts, and the fucking instantly feeling like dog shit, instant regret, bloated, fucking just, I have 3 hours of work left and I can't even fucking lift my foot above my other ankle. It's like I'm fucking walking in quicksand. Fuck.
Yeah, I mean, I always say on this podcast, I listen to way too many sports podcasts. A decent amount of them, when it comes to the sports science, they talk a lot about sleep.
Sleep is
diet, obviously, but like, yes, sleep like is paramount. And yeah,
it's absolutely so important. None of us get enough quality sleep because we're fucking, how many of us are like, until the second we close our eyes, staring at our phone, you know what I mean? Just blasting our eyes with bright ass light, not letting then turning it off, closing our eyes, and just being like, oh, okay, nothing happening here. Maybe I should look at my phone again. But it's like, and then it's like, because I'm trying to get better at this, but I spend all day, like every second, I'm like consuming something, like, so it's like there's zero. The only time my brain has to organize thoughts and stuff is when I'm trying to sleep. So it's like the wind down should take place way before I'm trying to sleep, but it's like, oh, now my eyes are shut and it's quiet. Now it's time to think. And it's like, fuck, I fucked up. Like, I'm trying to get better at, I'm just trying to improve myself across the board. You know what I mean? Because I got to live a long time. I want to be 81, with my son, you know what I mean? I don't want to, I want to be 45 when my kid is running around and stuff, and not like
keep up with them to some extent.
Yeah, just not some fucking, like in incredible pain, or just like on the playground, like just like some sad sack guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that was the point I was trying to get at, is that for some people it can look insurmountable, even just the diet part, because a lot of
Mhm.
it is symbiotic, or however you say that word, where it's like exercise, sleep, diet. They all, build off of one another to make you feel tenfold better.
Yeah.
And like for a while, I was just doing the exercise part, and I still am, like running and lifting.
Mhm.
And you're right, it does make you feel good, but my diet's still trash, my sleep
Yeah.
is still trash,
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
But now, hey, maybe now that I'm a 9 to 5, I'll have more time to uh, get to the grocery store, buy like better things to make for myself that aren't just a frozen dinner or
Yeah.
a Bubba burger or something.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
um,
And for me personally, like I'm such a momentum based person.
mhm.
Like, and if I can get the momentum of the gym and making better food choices and prioritizing sleep, if I can get them all the ball rolling, then a misstep, like if I'm making the right decision most of the time and it's moving that way, a misstep isn't going to derail it.
Yeah.
It would take many missteps to get the momentum to stop and head back the wrong way. So it's like I know myself am such a like I what I want to be going to the gym 4 days a week because that is like that's when I feel like I'm
Making progress and like
yes,
getting somewhere,
and it's like I'm
taking steps.
4 days a week is like this is what I do. That
Yeah.
like I'm a athletic person when I'm working out that much instead of when I would like there would be times I mean whole months went by where I didn't go at all, but
Yep.
the once a month, twice a month gym visit just doesn't feel too great because it's
Yeah,
like
it hurts,
yeah,
and then the next day you still hurt,
oh
and you
yeah,
never really build upon it.
yeah, exactly. And it's like, and when you're there, it's like I'm definitely much weaker than I used to be.
Yep.
I'm
It's
way
discouraging.
worse on the run, and it's like, fuck. But when it's like, okay, I'm gonna be here today, and I know for a fact I'm gonna be here tomorrow, and then 2 days after that. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna fuck. Then it's like, okay, then you can start planning. It's like today I'm gonna fucking work chest, shoulders, and triceps because I know that I'll be here tomorrow and I'll be able to buy and back. And it's not like I'm here once, I haven't been here in a month. I'm going to try to run, it's going to be bad. And then I'm going to, I don't know, work out my entire body. And it's like fucking a shitty workout. And like you said, I'm sore for 3 days. And it's like, ugh, this sucks. And it's like when you're there once a month, when you're there regularly, at least I definitely feel more comfortable there. But when it's like when I'm popping in once, twice a month, it's like I'm a visitor here. When I'm there multiple times a week, it's like
I'm a regular.
everyone needs to fucking act right because I'm in the house and I know how to act in the gym. These motherfuckers don't. I'm definitely grumpier in the morning when I go, and I have such like poisonous, hateful rage towards so many people. But by the time I've done my workout, it's all out. But when I first get there, I'm like, fuck that guy. Fuck that guy. His beard looks like shit. He looks so fucking dumb. Why does he do his beard and his hair like that? I hate that motherfucker.
That
And
man
like
bun over there, what the
this
hell is that?
motherfucker with his giant basketball shorts, he looks like a dick. He doesn't know what he's doing. This motherfucker's sitting in the machine on his phone. I haven't seen him do a fucking set yet, but he's taking up an incline bench to fucking sit over at a 90-degree angle and look at his phone. I should drop a weight on his fucking head. But then, by the end of the day, you're got a good sweat. You get a protein drink, and you're like, they're all right. Everyone's trying their best. Oh,
Yeah, I think what we're talking about too is maybe it's like we have similar personalities and this is foreign to other people, but
mhm.
like as I've grown older, I know this about myself, and it's probably why a big reason why I failed at college is that like once I like miss a class or once I miss one thing, then I feel like I'm behind the 8 ball, and I just feel like that is insurmountable and
Yes,
don't know where to even start. And
dude.
that's kind of how I approach a lot of things in life, or used to, you know? And I
Mhm.
finally like learned that about myself and was like, well, no, you just have to take one fucking step forward to
Yes.
start the whole process. It's like, you know, last time we recorded this podcast, I was talking about how I was about to take a huge certification test
Yeah.
that would renew like most of my certifications, which by the way, I passed it.
Yeah,
And like,
Tim.
I was getting emails for this entire year warning me that this date was coming for me to renew my certs. And I knew it was coming, and I still like wasn't quite getting the ball rolling. And then next thing you know, I just finally like dug my heels in like late May or early June. Was like, let's fucking go, let's fucking do this. And then it was just like I was in the zone, and I just had nothing else on my mind but yes, let's do this. And I did it. You know, like I'm not incapable of doing these things. And it's, you know, certifications aside, I'm just saying like it's kind of how my brain works to so many just challenges in life.
Dude, I'm totally with you there. And that's, you just nailed how I fucked up college. It was like, it was momentum moving the wrong way.
Yep.
And like, oh, I'm done. I can't make it. Yeah, totally.
Or,
If you
or
would have,
like what you were saying about like, you know, not being in the gym for a while and like, will other people judge me? Same thing with
yeah,
class. Oh, I missed last class. If I show up now, is everyone like gonna call me out, or like get in your own mind about it, about something that probably wouldn't happen?
that definitely wouldn't happen because no one gives a fuck.
No.
It was, dude, 100% what happened to me. Oh man, dude, if you had not passed that test, would you have gotten fired?
No. So the
Okay.
certifications are not what give me my current occupation. But they ran out the first August 7th was like the date that I needed to renew them. If so, I was already like this was also part of the crazy part of my brain in like the study process.
Yeah.
I was going through auxiliary plans for what if I fail. So this was like the day before we went on vacation that I took the test, and I knew I wanted to get one take in before I went on vacation, because then when we got back, there still was like 10 days that I could have studied and taken it again.
Mhm.
And then furthermore, I was going through auxiliary plans of like, well, if I failed again and these certs all expire, then what's my plan? And I was like trying to run down, all right, well, I guess I have to like take all these from scratch again, because it'd be pointless for, you know, I paid for classes to get these certifications. I can't just let them expire. That's stupid.
Yes.
But also like these are all things and like approaches to a challenge in life that just were completely devoid in 18 to 25-year-old Tim Parker. Like this just was not part of my DNA.
Yes. Yeah. I would have immediately collapsed under the pressure and done nothing and just let them expire. Like, you know, like,
Yep.
How difficult was the test?
It was pretty difficult.
Was it hard?
So I have 1, 2, 3. The company that this comes from, it's called CompTIA, and I now have 4 of their certifications. Of the 4, I'd say this was the second hardest.
Okay.
It's in their hierarchy. It is supposed to be the hardest, but I just, my own personal opinion, I thought it was like the second hardest. They're all very hard though, because it's tough to describe. They're just not like any other test you've taken before. It's mostly multiple choice, but they're worded in a way where it's like, here's your scenario. What is the best option? So like all 4 answers are technically like correct.
Oh man.
But you got to tell them which one is the best. And it's like, fuck. But sorry, to go back to your occupation question, like this is stuff that like, I don't got a college degree. So this is what I want to put on my resume for, I'm currently happy at my position, but I could parlay these certs into something else. And like, you know, I'm on LinkedIn. I occasionally look at job offers and, you know, Indeed or something like that. And there's a lot of opportunity in this field. So I could definitely use these certs to apply to some of these if I want to.
Right. Those certs, along with your now building
Of a resume, like a work experience.
experience. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. And I talk about this with my brother all the time because he's very smart and he's been working in the biz for a long time.
Be successful too.
Yes, exactly. My buddy Sean Castle always said, like, yeah, of course you talk to your brother about finances. He's rich.
Yeah. Duh. Who else would you talk to about it? Not me.
Right. But he says, like, I hear where you maybe want to pivot to something that utilizes your certs and maybe you'll make more money, but you also have to weigh into the equation, Tim, that you work 4 days from home and you only have to go into the office one day and it's only 40 minutes away. You kind of have to weigh that into the equation. That's like really huge because a full commute, that's like you got to add an hour to and from, probably at most an hour. Maybe it'd be more in like the 45-minute range, but still, that's an hour and a half of your day taken away just because you got to commute. So you got to somehow weigh that into the equation.
Dude, yeah, that adds up. Yeah. You're in a good spot.
Sorry, I'm ranting about a lot of things.
You're in a good spot. 4 days at home.
Yeah.
A lot of people would like that. I'd like 7 days at home, no work. I'm still trying to get that going on. It's not looking too good as of yet, but we're holding out hope. Anyway, did you see any good movies lately? There's so many movies I want to see, but have not. But
yeah, this past month I saw a lot. Saw Deadpool, Wolverine.
Okay.
I liked it a lot. It kind of made me reminiscent to like the wheelhouse of the MCU. And I mean, there was even a few jokes in there that were very pointed where Ryan Reynolds is making fun of the current state of this iteration of the MCU, where he's like, what are we doing here, folks? I saw Twisters with Keenan.
Oh, nice.
Was pleasantly surprised. Like, I remember just seeing the trailers a bunch and just thinking, we need another Twister movie.
Yes.
Thought the trailers looked kind of dumb, but it was actually pretty fun. And it was intense at times. It also motivated me to rewatch the original. And it like the original, where the best parts about the original, I think, were the Twisters themselves, like the special effects, the sound. It really tried to immerse you in the feeling of what it would be like to be under a bridge as a Twister is going above you.
Yeah, I wish I saw that original Twister in theaters, but I was a little kid. That was scared to death of Twisters in real life.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, like, I'm watching that movie on rented VHS, like, over and over was kind of therapeutic for me in some weird way to, like, face my fears.
Mm-hmm. Well,
how about that cast in the original Twister? Wow,
dude,
monster cast.
Yeah, Philip Seymour Hoffman,
Alan Ruck.
Yep. Bill Paxton, freaking
Helen
Hunt in, like, she's in her prime. And oh my gosh, who am I forgetting? Ferris Bueller's best friend, Cameron.
That's Alan Ruck. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. I think he's in a show called, what's that HBO show that just ended that everyone liked about business or something? Succession. I think he may have been big in Succession, which I've never seen. I like him from Twister and Spin City.
But yeah, to build off what you said about, conquering a fear, I saw Alien Romulus with Tyler, and we're actually going to be recording about that later tonight.
Sick.
And it was great. It really was. It's a great installment into the Alien universe. Yeah, like,
I need to see it.
This isn't a spoiler. I think it'll just help going if you have this knowledge going into it, because I didn't know this. It takes place in between 1 and 2.
Yeah,
I did not know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's pretty fantastic. It pays not homage. It like nods at pretty much all the movies, but not in a fan service way. It feels organic and like natural to the story.
Yeah.
And the xenomorphs look great. The face huggers, it's terrifying. Like, it's good. But yeah, so I don't know if I've ever said this on this podcast, but I'll never forget at some point in middle school. So between ages 11 and 13, my parents got me for Christmas the entire box set of Alien VHSs for 1, 2, and 3.
Sick.
And this is over Christmas break. So I watched them all in one day. And I had nightmares the rest of the year. I think I was terrified. And now I can watch, especially Alien 1 and 2, or Alien and Aliens. I can watch them now and just appreciate them and not really be scared. Yeah. But then watching Romulus, it kind of brought a lot of that back.
That's fun.
Where for the whole next week, anytime one of our cats would make a move, I thought it was like a face hugger running down the hallway. I was seriously terrified.
Oh, I love that, dude.
Yeah. Oh, and lastly, I saw Borderlands, which I think I texted about in our group chat, where it is objectively a bad movie.
Yeah, really getting shit on.
But I played all the games and I really love them. And I don't want to just place all of the credit to playing the video games as the only reason I liked it. But a lot of it was definitely in there that I appreciated. Even to the extent of when you're just killing randos in the game, they'll say random shit as they die. And sometimes it's funny. And one of them in the movie yelled one of those lines. And I was like, that's funny.
That's fun.
Yeah. For me, it was fun. It definitely, my expectations were middle at best, if not low, because it's a movie based on a video game. Yeah. A lot of them suck.
Yeah. A lot of them suck. And this one, early reports were that it sucked.
I mean, when I first looked at Rotten Tomatoes after seeing it and it was like a 6%, I was like, come on. It doesn't deserve that. Come on. I mean, this is the same year that fucking Madam Web happened. That movie was horrible. Come on.
You think this is better than Madam Web?
Yes.
I haven't seen either. I might be able to watch a movie tonight on the TV. And it's am I going to watch Love Lies Bleeding? Is that what it's called?
I told you I saw that in theater and I really dug it.
Am I going to watch the one it's called I Saw the TV Glow? That just recently went down to $5.
So I had my eye on that, seeing the previews. I
didn't see a preview. I didn't see. I'm going in totally blind.
I think at a couple, maybe for the Iron Claw or whatever A24 movies I saw in the past couple years, I saw trailers for it. I was like, this looks freaking cool. This looks rad. And then I think it had a super limited release because it just came and went. And next thing you know, it's streaming. I was
it was one of those things that would be at noon at Regal in Wilmington, one showtime a day. And then it was on streaming for $20. And now I think it's on sale for $5. So I might jump on that.
Yeah.
But more than likely, I'll throw something on and fall the fuck to sleep. No, I have been watching a lot of Columbo, though. I started from the beginning. I've never seen it. And it's just a super watchable and a super easy show to just have on. Even if you're not paying attention to every frame, it's nice to just be in the same room as it. Columbo on Peacock. It was on in the break room today for some reason. It's never been on the break room before. And there's a guy older than me in there. And I came and I was like, oh, Columbo. Nice. I've been watching it. I've been watching a lot of Columbo recently. And he was like, really? Why? I was like, I don't know. I just wanted to watch Columbo from the beginning. Okay. Get off my back. Episode 3 has Leslie Nielsen in it.
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like a break room is a fertile place to have something inappropriate on the television. So it's fine if it's just going to be Columbo.
Yeah. Sometimes a South Park or something will be on, which, you know, it doesn't bother me, but it's, you know, it's a mixed crowd.
Yeah.
Step Brothers was on today. I was like, luckily it was on FX, so you know,
You don't get the balls on the
exactly.
drum.
Yes, yeah, you know. But what can you do? Adam Scott is so fucking funny in that movie.
Oh my god.
But he's like, Dane Cook, pay-per-view, let's go. Shit.
He plays such a just douchey, you know, just obsessed with himself person. It's so good.
So good, dude. When I saw that in theaters, there was a very powerful thunderstorm outside that knocked the electricity out. We had to leave the theater. Got free tickets, but that was scary. All right. Well, have a good rest of your night. What time is it?
7:18.
7 o'clock.
Still enough light out. I'm going to throw some stuff on the grill.
Yeah, dude. Chill out, relax before you got to go to bed. Well, beautiful stuff.
Like I said, got to record about that Alien movie.
Oh, yeah. Good luck tonight. That should be fun.
Keenan, I think, is a little butthurt because I'm recording with Tyler and Tim, not Keenan. I think he's seeing it actually like right now. And then he was like, yeah, let's record about it tomorrow night. He was like, oh, wait, I'm going down the shore tomorrow night. I was like, all right, well, I'm going to record without you. He was like, well, if you just wait a week, we can record then. I was like, yeah, that's kind of like old news. He's like, I don't think anybody's listening to our podcast for like up to the date takes. I'm like, sure, Keenan, but like at this point, we're a monthly podcast at best. We need to be putting out a little more content.
Yeah.
But then again, I also told him, I was like, if you just want to agree to be a monthly podcast, I'm fine with that too.
Right.
Anyway.
Monthly would be an uptick in your recent output, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's more like 5 weeks we put out an episode.
Our last episode was so fun. I had such a fun time recording about the movie Deja Vu. Go over on the Pop Addled feed to check that out.
Which, by the way, my coworker Joel, he's an avid listener, and
What's up, Joel?
He specifically pointed out when we were talking about how time travel works and like the different explanations, whether it's Back to the Future, and Keenan brought up the one from that terrible Flash movie and like how you throw spaghetti in the air or whatever. And he's like, Mike's just voice of disdain towards Keenan was so great. He was so disappointed at him. I was like, we all were. He's like, Keenan was actually making a good point, but he kept dwelling on the Flash movie. We're like, we don't care about the Flash movie, Keenan. We're not going to watch it.
No. We saw the scene on Twitter, the one scene everyone talks about. That's it. Right. Oh, what a disaster. Anyway.
Always a pleasure.
Love you, bud. Pop Addled. Everyone listen to Pop Addled, of course.
Cool.
Very exciting new theme for our next. We still have 2 more movies in this never-ending Tony Scott saga. 2. Maybe we'll skip 1, but we'll see. But we have our next theme picked out, and let me tell you, Tim, I'm excited about it.
Was it your brainchild?
Yes.
Yeah. No, it's genius.
We're watching all the Michael Moore documentaries. It's going to be awesome. Fahrenheit 9/11, Bowling for Columbine, and the rest.
I don't know why we're beating around the bush. Michael Crichton books made into movies?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a hell of a list, too.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a lot of fun. You guys can listen to Congo episode.
Yeah.
You can listen. Of course, Jurassic Park. Lost World. Sphere.
Sphere.
That's what I was when we were talking, I was looking at this exact copy of Sphere. And that's where it came to me. I was like, we should do Michael Crichton books, Sphere. There he is,
the
right there.
inspiration right there.
Rest in peace, Mike.
Yeah,
You fucking.
He kind of looks like Michael Madsen there.
He does. He's dead. All right. Well, that's that. Signing off. This is Mike.
And I'm Timmy.
We want to say thanks for listening.